In today's video, I'm going to show you how to convert your tires to tubeless. Now, truth be told, I've been running tubeless for quite a while now, but this particular tire got a big old gash in it and I had to put a tube in it. So I got a new tire and I'm going to replace it and go back to tubeless. First step, of course, is to take the wheel off the bike, and this might make a mess with the sealant, so I'm going to take this thing outside. You're going to need your floor pump, sealant, valve, tire lever, and valve core remover. Now on this one I did not take any of the sealant out before I put the tube in, so this is going to be a big mess. These Pedro's levers are really great. I'll put a link down below in the description for these on Amazon. Okay, so we'll take the tube out and we got a big old mess. All right, old tire's off. So the important thing to note is if your rim is not taped, you will need to get rim tape and tape it up so that it doesn't leak. But other than that, as long as your rim can hold the bead in place, it should be good to go. So now we're going to take our valve and put that in. And next I go ahead and remove the valve core because it'll make it easier to get a high volume of air in there with the trick that I'm going to show you a little bit later. Okay, now for probably the hardest part is getting the new tire on. And the logo up with your valve if you're OCD. Okay, got one side on. Now at this point you could just put sealant in here and then get the other side in, but I like to just put it through the valve core. It makes a little bit less of a mess. Oh, come on, man. Get on there. There we go. So now we'll put the sealant in. I've switched to slime just because it's water soluble, so it makes it a lot easier to clean up because that stands just gunks up and it gets everywhere and it's so hard to clean. They recommend 2 ounces for cross country, 3 ounces for downhill. I usually put a little bit more in. Of course, I really don't know how much went in, but I think we're good. So here is my little DIY trick. This is basically a weed sprayer that I just picked up from Home Depot. This is the same hose that comes on the sprayer. I've got a little attachment here because I use this as a camp shower as well. But you could do this with just the hose. It'd actually probably be easier. You could even get like a pressed valve attachment to this and make it a lot easier. Because when I pump this up, I have to kink the hose to hold the air in. But it's an alternative if you don't have an air compressor and you can't get the bead set with a floor pump. Basically pump it until it's really hard to pump anymore, and then let's see if we can get these beads to pop. Unsuccessful, but I want to try to put the valve core in without losing any air and then see if I can get it with the floor pump. Never mind, I lost too much air. If you can get an air compressor, just do that. This is a lot more trouble, but you save money. All right, round 2. Give me some good. Okay, hopefully I've got it enough that I can just do the rest with the floor pump. I never heard the pop. Seems like it's in on both sides. Just didn't get the satisfying pop. Get that sealant around there. We'll let that sit overnight, see if there's any leaks, but otherwise should be good to go. And that's really it. Now you're tubeless. So why do you go tubeless? What is the advantage? Well, number one, it's less rotational weight because you don't have the weight of that tube. But the big advantage is not nearly as many flats When you get a small puncture, the sealant will either seal it on its own, or you can put a plug in there real quick, pump it back up with air, and you're good to go. You don't have to take the whole tire off, put the tube in, deal with all that stuff. Links down below in the description for everything that you'll need to go tubeless. And with that, I say thank you for watching. See you in the next adventure.
Yeah, flex, I just wanna win. Yeah, LABB, who we running with. Yeah, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10 again. Yeah, state your name.